Most OECD governments took action in 2008 when the global economic crisis hit, using public spending to jumpstart growth and improve social safety nets. While this helped avoid a more serious downturn, it also led to an expansion of the public sector's footprint on the wider economy. Between 2007 and 2009, government's share of the economy rose 5 points, from 41% to 46% of GDP across the OECD. The trend held across the group. In Denmark, government spending grew from nearly 51% of GDP in 2007 to more than 58% in 2009. In Finland, it grew from 47% to more than 56% 2 years later. The United Kingdom also saw government spending grow from less than 44% of GDP in 2007 to nearly 52% in 2009. The trend held in countries with below-average levels of public spending. In Spain, government spending grew from 39% of GDP to nearly 46% of GDP. In the United States, the public sector jumped from just under 37% to more than 42%. Even countries with low levels of government spending, like Korea and Mexico, saw an increase in the public share of the economy. The rise in government spending prevented a more serious downturn, but it's pushed many countries toward unsustainable deficits and long-term debt. Getting public finances back on track means hard choices have to be taken. But where do governments spend money, and where can they make cuts? Should governments cut social protection programs like pensions, or reduce education budgets? Should fewer police patrol the streets, or should certain healthcare programs be eliminated? The way forward for one country may not be the best road for another. Public policies must be based on solid evidence about how much governments spend, what they do, and how well they do it. New research from the OECD shows that bigger governments, or those with high public payrolls, are not necessarily the ones facing the toughest choices. Poland and France face similar situations, but have vastly different sizes of government. In this graph, the size of each circle represents the total effort needed to reduce debt by the year 2025. Relatively speaking, some of the biggest governments in the OECD face no consolidation at all. Regardless of their size, both big and small governments can find themselves in fiscal trouble. Governments can produce public services themselves, or they can outsource to private contractors. Data show that the amount governments spend on outsourcing has increased over time. In fact, spending through outsourcing has grown at a faster rate, almost double, than spending on the salaries and benefits of government workers. While this gap does not speak for the amount or quality of the services delivered, it does pose important questions about future government decision-making. Public policy discussions on how to provide better government services at lower costs must be based on good data and evidence. The OECD's new Government at a Glance publication provides a timely contribution to the continuing dialogue, offering internationally comparable data on the key issues facing decision-makers today.